This is your one and only 𝐈𝐸𝐺81 with your daily dose of video goodness, and welcome back to another informational Project Zomboid video. Today, we're going to talk about how to quickly and easily level your mechanics. Let's get to it. Starting off, in order to level your mechanics, you are going to need a screwdriver or a lug wrench and a jack. Ideally, you want all three of these. You want a screwdriver, lug wrench, and jack. The lug wrench and jack go together. They allow you to change the tires. You can, however, start leveling mechanics skill with just a screwdriver. I also highly recommend reading the mechanics for beginners before you even start to level. I mean, you can if you really want to, but it's going to be an absolute massive grind, and we'll talk about that more when we start getting into experience and the difference between using the book and not using the book. In order to start leveling mechanics, you need a car. Any old car will do. It can be a wreck car, fresh car, whatever. You just need cars or trucks or any vehicle in the game. You're gonna walk to the front of the hood, you're gonna press E, or you can press V and you can do vehicle mechanics. You're gonna wait until they do the thing, and then you're gonna see the inside of the car. It looks like this. With just the screwdriver and nothing else, you can change out the headlights, you can change out the battery, and you can change out the radio. Now, let's talk about experience. So, changing these out, you want to take them out and then put them back in. So what you do, go to the radio, right click on it, click uninstall. Then you're going to immediately click on it again, click install, and install the radio. Then you're going to do the same thing with the battery, uninstall, and then reinstall. Every time you do that, you uninstall and reinstall, you get experience per each action. So when you uninstall the part, you get experience. When you reinstall the part, you get experience. And that base experience is 0.25. Now, this increases depending on a couple of different factors. For example, if you have faster learning, you'll get more. If you've read the book, you get more. If you've read the book and you have faster learning, you get a lot more. So that means if you are doing a car and you do the headlights, you take them out, you put each of them back in. You take the battery out, you put it back in. You take the radio out and you put it back in. And you have not read the book, that's going to get you 3 whole experience per car. If you have read the book, that is going to get you 9 experience per car because the book multiplies your experience by 3, which is going to drastically reduce your grind. Here's the kicker, and hopefully many of you have stuck around to this point and you didn't already bounce on the video because this is very important. You can only do this once every 24 hours per part per car. Every part on every car has a unique cooldown specific to you, and you must wait a full 24 hours until you remove and install that part again. So if we go over here to my skills and we take a look at my mechanics, I have just zeroed it out, so I have no experience whatsoever. All right, so we're gonna go to this other car over here because I have not touched this car yet, and we're gonna go to the radio. Now pay attention, it's 10 a.m. So we're gonna uninstall the radio, we're gonna reinstall the radio, and I do not have the bonus. So you can see that got us a 0.65 experience. Now, if I try to do that again, I will still be at 0.65 experience. There we go. We just uninstalled it, reinstalled it, and we take a look at mechanics. We're still 0.65. Now, I have to wait until after 10 o'clock the next day. If you try to do it before 10 o'clock the next day, after the next day starts, it will screw up and you won't be able to do it. So you can see we were at 10 o'clock when we did this. So we're gonna come over here to our debug and we're just gonna do game speed and pass the day until we get to 12. Okay, so we're at 1. So technically it is the next day, okay? So if we take a look at my mechanics, we're still at 0.65. We come over here, we uninstall, we reinstall, and we look at the mechanics, we're still at 0.65, okay? Now, let's go over here and speed the game up again, and we're gonna go past 10 o'clock. So we're into the next day, we're past 10 o'clock, we're at 11:20, it's been past 24 hours now, right? So now you would think, okay, if I uninstall this and reinstall it, let's take a look here, we're still at 0.65. We're gonna go to the radio, we're gonna uninstall it, we're gonna reinstall it, and we're gonna take a look where it's still at 0.65. That is because we did not wait until 10 o'clock the next day. So you need to have a watch and pay attention to your time when you're doing this. So if we would have waited until say 10:30 and then did the thing, we would have gotten full experience for it. So now since I did this at 11, we're gonna fast forward the day until noon the next day. Okay, we went a little past, we're at 1:30 p.m. on the following day. You can see our mechanics is still 0.65. Now, we've waited plenty of time. So now if we uninstall, you can see we gained, and then we're gonna reinstall and gain our extra point, because you get one for uninstalling, one for reinstalling. And there you go. You can see we're at 1.3. So keep that in mind when you're learning mechanics. Now that's per car. So you can do that once per car. You can go through, uninstall the radio, install it. Same thing with the battery, the headlights. If you have the lug wrench and the jack, you can also do the tires. You do all of that on one car every 24 hours. Then you go to your next car. So we would just do that, go to the next car, go to the next car, go to the next car. And then whenever we finish our final car, we look at the time, and then we need to wait until a little bit after that time, the following day, before we can rotate through all of our cars again. That's going to ensure that we don't run into that bug at all. Because if you do it anytime the next day before the 24 hours, you're screwed. If you want to level even faster, I highly recommend doing everything you can to hunt down a lug wrench and a jack. That is because when you are doing tires, you have a chance to fail. If you take a look here, you can see it says our chance for success and our chance to fail. Now, why is that important? It is important because every time you fail, you gain experience. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. So this allows us to, in some cases, gain more experience per car than we would normally be able to gain. Because normally you would gain once when you take the tire off, you would gain experience again when you put the tire back on. However, with the ability to fail, every time you fail, you gain experience no matter how many times it is. And I've had times where I've failed 4 and 5 times in a row. If you only have a limited number of cars nearby that you're going to every day, this is going to allow you to level even faster. Now, obviously there's other stuff that you can uninstall and reinstall on these vehicles, but a lot of those things you need the specific magazines for, and you need higher level mechanics. So for example, if we go over here to the window and we right click on it and we go to uninstall, you can see we need at least mechanics level 3 and we need the intermediate mechanics. I'll show you the magazines that you're going to need for those and explain those to you in a second, but I want to show you here. So all we really need is a screwdriver to do this, but we need to find that recipe book and we need to be level 3 in mechanics. Same thing with a lot of the other stuff. So let's go for the muffler. See, we need intermediate mechanics and we need to be at least 5. We go for the driver's seat, we need intermediate mechanics and we need to be at least level 2. So your best way to level and to level the easiest, even though eventually there'll be other things you can pull out of the car and you can put back in the car or the truck or whatever, is the headlights, the tires, the battery, and the radio. So here are the 3 auto manuals that you'll need. So there's the standard models, which that's basic mechanics. That's going to allow you to work on anything when you click on here and it says you need basic mechanics. Then there is performance. That's the advanced mechanics. So once again, when you're in the hood and you right click and it tells you need advanced mechanics, that's the performance. And then commercial, that is your intermediate. So that's all of your trucks and your vans and stuff like that. That's your commercial. Standard is most of your just normal cars. So if we come over here to the taxi and we get inside the taxi and we click on the seat, you can see that's basic mechanics. So that's all of just your normal cars. And then for your sports cars and stuff like that, that's going to be your performance models. That's the advanced ones. Let's take a quick second to break down experience and how many cars you will have to do depending on a few different factors. Those being if you have faster learning or if you have read any of the books. I've put together a spreadsheet showing all this. So I'm just going to put that image on the screen. You can pause the video, take a screenshot, do whatever, come back as you need to. So obviously screwdrivers, easy to find. You can find those in houses. They're stuck in zombies all the time. The game throws screwdrivers at you. Screwdrivers should not be a problem for you to find. The lug wrench and the jack, you can find those in the back of cars sometimes. So check the trunks of cars, wrecked cars, any car that you find. If you have a random car, you should just be able to walk up to it, hit V and smash the window. Doesn't matter which one ideally you want to smash this one if you're planning on stealing the car. But if you don't care about the car and you're not planning on stealing it because it's trashed or whatever and you just need to get into the trunk, just smash the window, whichever one you want, get inside of it. Click this, that's gonna unlock the trunk, and then you can get out, and then you can come to the back of it. You can hit E, and then you can go up here and highlight and look to see if there's anything in it. Now, you can also find the jack and the lug wrenches in garages and utility closets and stuff like that. So that's about all I can tell you. Places that you would think you would find a jack and a lug wrench, you can find jacks and lug wrenches. You may also get lucky and find gas cans as well. Okay, so I think that covers pretty much everything you need to know about leveling your mechanics skill. That's about the quickest and easiest way to do it. Get a hold of a screwdriver, lug wrench, and jack, and do the tires, take them off, put them on, go through the headlights, taillights, take them off, put them on, battery, radio, take it out, put it in. Once per car, every 24 hours. You can do as many cars as you want in 24 hours, but remember, going through your rotation, you need to wait until the time that you started has passed before you start doing your rotation again. Hopefully you found this video helpful and informational. If you did, consider hitting the subscribe button, notification bell, all that good stuff. You guys know what to do, so you can be notified when I put out other Project Zomboid videos. And I don't just cover PZ, I cover tons of other different games, so you never know when I'm going to be making guides for a game that you may be playing. I want to give an absolute massive shout out and thank you to my supporters on Patreon for making this episode possible. Y'all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to join my Elite Crew Patreon supporters, please check out the link in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and show your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.